Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. It's not a happy Friday for me because I had jury duty on Monday. I gotta work Saturday. So, that sucks. But it is what it is, right? So, today we are doing the Mangmi Air X PlayStation 2 performance. Now, this was requested of me, and you guys know I like to do what I can for everybody. If you have something you want to see, if it'll help you make a decision on a handheld, and you want to see what it can do, ask, and I will do my best to get a video out for you. So this was requested. I threw a random assortment of games on here just to see what we can get working. So, I know with screen brightness and everything, it's hard to see exactly, but you get an idea over here. So I got everything from Budokai to Wild Arms, Persona, NBA Street. I got Liberty City Stories, I Ninja, Kingdom Hearts. I got a Lego game for testing. So we're going to see what we can get out of this. Now, I am going to stick to what I always say, where if I have to use things like frame skip and I have to drop under native resolution, it's not playable to me. Okay? I want to enjoy the games I'm playing. I don't want to start growing this hate for any of the old games or any handheld I have. And I'll begin to dislike handhelds if the performance is subpar and I'm forcing myself to play on it. So I'm not going to do that. So we're going to run it at baseline, though. Native resolution, all that, and just see what we can get away with, alright? We'll start right here at the top with Budokai. Everything should be set up. I ran through it real quick. Now, the Mangmi Air X, I normally enjoy, like, Final Burn and PSP on here. I've really been I enjoy those on here a lot. It's perfect for that. Alright, so right now we're going to run OpenGL, native resolution. Our biggest change will swap between, I guess, yeah. Our biggest change will be right here. We'll swap between OpenGL or Vulkan on the back end, okay? Get some volume because we want to tell if we got anything going on with the audio. Wow, I haven't played this game in so long. And if you're newer to this, remember when you set up PS2, PS1, if you do automatic controller mapping, your X, triangle, square, circle will be all kinds of messed up. So you can do automatic mapping, it'll take everything, but it'll screw those up. So go in and map X, circle, square, triangle, depending on, I guess, region. I believe, what was it? Japanese PSP or PlayStation, whatever, something was swapped. I don't know. I've never used one, so. But circle's always on the right hand for me. Alright. Goku, the guy who loses every fight. Yes, he loses every fight. Pay attention. He's not undefeated. He loses every fight the first time. Well, and someone's going to be like, he didn't lose this fight. I didn't watch the whole series, man. I'm not even paying attention to the buttons. I haven't played this in forever. But I still got that. What's up, son? I don't remember how to... Oh, there it was. Got him. I'm so bad at this game. I used to be really good at it. Back on a original PS2. So, at least for this part, Budokai feels playable. I haven't noticed any audio problems. I'm not feeling any real stutter or anything like that. Let me see. I'm getting 60. Oh, I forgot how much I hate this part. Get in there, get in there, get in there. We're there. Ha! Right at the last second. Yeah, we're rocking a solid 60 up there. It's going from 59, about 59.4 to 61.2. So we're going to call Budokai a win. Because we're getting cutscenes, it's staying at 60. I mean, I know things like Final Fantasy 12 and 10 run on a pretty weak hardware. At least the beginnings do. We'll play with it real quick and see. I'm not going to spend too much time on those. Like I said, I had my Retroid Pocket 2 Plus. I was playing Final Fantasy 12 on. I even got to play a little Wind Waker on it. I was really stoked when I played with the settings enough to get Wind Waker to work all the way up to where she drops into the forest and you gotta go get her. Once entering the forest, nope. That thing wanted to explode. Alright, we're rocking a solid 30. Toggle the frame limiter to speed it up, which pushes it up to 51. 40s to 60s. But I just do that for fast forward reasons. Which can be quite punishing on your system. Some handhelds, if you do that, you'll notice the fan kick on almost immediately. Let's take it back off. Let's check audio. I mean, it sounds good. It's getting a full 30 out of it. And the biggest problem with these games is the early stuff might work fine. But once you start getting later in the game and there's more going on screen, there's bigger bosses and more moving parts and attacks are way flashier and you got limit breaks and or missed abilities in 12. That might change everything at that point. So it's kind of a gamble on these on do you want to put X amount of hours into it to find out this handheld won't run it. Then you got to deal with moving your save file to a handheld that will.
Listen to my story.
I would like you to speed up your story. Can we get an abridged version, Titus? Can you go from I was here and then I had to do a thing and now I'm here? Makes me miss the days where the main character didn't speak. Okay, this is killing me. Look, it looks like 10 will run to a certain degree. No real drops right there. Nothing going on. I mean, it was, yeah. So, like I said, on this hardware, I know 10 will run at least for the first hour of the game. Sadly, we don't have the time for me to sit here and play the first hour and a half of every game. As much as I would, actually, no, I probably wouldn't like doing that. If I had to, I would, but yeah. Testing every game for an hour and a half would be a nightmare. Now, if I worked for a company that created handhelds, yes. And I believe they should do that, honestly. Not only to test game performance, but to test ergonomics and everything. Actually make one of their people... Do I have it paused? What's going on here? Did it just freeze up completely? Anyway, like I said, I do believe they should have a guy or whoever, guy, girl. You know, when I say guy, I just mean person. Also, I avoid politics on his channel. There was somebody's comment I removed the other day, and it's only because you were trying to get really political with things, and it was on my chromatic video. Let me be clear. I do not care whatever this person did. Okay? I get that me buying stuff from that person gives them money. But there are people like me and you that also work and create these things that need us to support it so they can go home and feed their families. Yes, it sucks you have to essentially give money up to somebody else, but that's just the nature of the beast. I completely dislike Nintendo, but Nintendo's a large company, so I don't necessarily feel bad about me not spending money on Nintendo. But smaller things, yes, I'm gonna give them my money. It's like when people hear about how I discovered Stardew Valley. I got it through some other ways, played it, loved it, heard the story on how Stardew got created and who created it, immediately deleted my version and went to Steam and bought one. This is running like shit. This is at 17 to 30 FPS, dropping. We might have to swap this to Vulcan back in to see. Let's see what happens when we get... Ooh. Doesn't like that. Alright. .24 FPS, 18, 15. We can slow-mo drive off a cliff. That's some epic music for a slowdown. Alright. So Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories is a no. No. iNinja is a really, if you've never played it, it's a game that not many people know of. But it's such a lightweight PS2 game. I used to use it a long time ago to see if I can even get that to run on handhelds, which is how I discovered my RP2 Plus could run a little more than I thought it could by tweaking things. And there's lighter weight games out there than this, but this doesn't require a whole lot. And I only know this game exists because as a kid I had a friend that had a copy, and I remember playing it at his house when I was real little, and yeah. Just randomly one day I remembered it existed. getting a solid 20, 29 to 30. We learned from Diablo 1, don't touch that. I always love this opening. He saves his master and kills him.
Your grasp of the obvious astounding. It wasn't my fault. What was that thing?
You're dead.
It was a rage stone.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
Object of great power. There are more. And you must retrieve them. More? Yes. The first lies on Robot Beach.
That's not helping any.
It is guarded by the one known as Kai.
Oh, I'm gonna grab a drink while this old guy talks.
I hope there is enough time to teach you the lessons you will need to defeat the protectors of the stones. He's dead and still all he can think about is my training.
Alright. Can we get a move on? We're now holding out at about 59 to 60 FPS.
Okay.
Shh. Okay.
Got anything tougher?
Can we just get a move on?
Watch out! Those ranks will tear you to pieces if you are not ready. Smash them to bits. See that fly? Real idea.
Yeah. It's like
This gap.
Ratchet and Clank, but ninja. And as you get stronger, your belt color changes. So you know how you see the white bandana and belt? Yeah, that'll change to yellow and whatever and blue and black.
Run up walls. Jump onto the wall and keep pushing forwards to run up it.
It looks like we're getting a solid 60. Solid 59 to 60.
Run along this wall. Jump onto the wall and push right and forwards. Try to get the angle just right when you jump onto the wall. Try out this special combat move to really carve up those ranks. You will like it.
Cut him right in half. Bam. You know, I kind of want to beat this game now. I'm not going to do it right now, but I forgot that game's kind of fun. Alright, moving on. Let's jump into Kingdom Hearts. At least we'll be able to see. We should be able to see pretty quickly on here whether or not that's going to run. So far, performance has been slightly above what I expected. I actually didn't expect Budokai to run. I expected iNinja to run. I expected 10 to perform the way it did. I expected Grand Theft Auto to fail. No vibration. You know, I've never played through any Kingdom Hearts game. I've heard from a lot of people that they're amazing. I really should. I might try and play through the first one. No, I got so much I gotta play through right now. I haven't completed a game this month for the game challenge, and I am nearing the end of Dark Cloud. I mean, this is holding out at 30. I figured, I don't know enough about Dark Cloud, but for some reason I was assuming it would fail by this point. Dude, this little guy is so surprising. The Mangmi Air X just, it exceeds my expectations every time I pick it up. This handheld typically sits at my office as an alternative, and I keep a few handhelds here. Coworker of mine plays on it a lot. He's trying to beat Chrono Trigger on it, so I leave him access to it. But there's days when he's not using it, I go over there and I pick it up and I'll play PSP on it or some arcade like Final Burn if I feel like it. Which normally happens if I see, I don't know, somebody playing a game that I'm interested, that piques my interest, and I'm like, ooh, I want to try that. Can we not do this like fashion show music? Oh, removing that doubled us, and it's holding. Yep. Look around. Oh no! It's Snow White. You're standing on. Yep, that's what I thought. Snow White. All right, move. Put the frame limiter back in place. So much to do, so little time. So why are you talking so slow? Take your time. So much to do, so little time. But take your time, okay? Don't rush, but you kind of hurry a little bit. Now, step forward. I can take, look, whoop, done. Took a step forward. That's it. Kingdom Hearts 1, over. All I had to do was take a step. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I will consider this a speed run. Kingdom Hearts, beaten. And look, this is my endgame reward. Wait, I only get to pick one. Why doesn't the sword go with the shield? And why can't I rotate the screen? Oh, I gotta use that. I don't like that. I like this shield, but I hate that it has Mickey on it, so... Oh, so does that. At least it's smaller. Yep. Is there a combat test? I'm sure that said something and I didn't do it. Oh, once what? I need to pick like a secondary. Ooh, you know what? No, I'm not. This is not a playthrough I'm doing. Oh wait, that's give up a power. I should have paid attention. Okay. I'd say because if I get to pick two, man, I'm going sword and magic. Let's go battle mage on them. Which I guess essentially, since I'm giving up the shield. Okay, game, you only got a couple minutes to let me test combat or something before I'm done. Now we're landing on Cinderella. Just walking all over him today, huh? You gained the power to fight, but you lost the power to take a hit.
Oh, yay, I swung. Yep, yep, gotcha. HP and magic. There'll be times you have to fight, I'm guessing most of the time. Okay, so that feels real dark cloud-like. I would test Dark Cloud on this, but I know it won't run. Dark Cloud actually takes a lot to run. Doesn't look like it should, but it does. You can hit select and go into the build menu, and that works fine. But as soon as you get down onto the map, nope. Okay, so I'm locked on. I can release, now I can lock on. Sorry, he jumped, so I attacked him. I keep using the analog stick. Okay, so that's looking pretty solid. So we got some Kingdom Hearts love going on. Can we guarantee it plays through the whole game? We cannot for any of these. But we do know that that was working. I was getting... Everything was fine. Nothing was dropping. I was getting full FPS for that. So that's actually surprising. I figured Kingdom Hearts was a fail. Kingdom Hearts was a fail. Damn, allergies, my mouth's all dry. Lego Star Wars. I won't consider myself a Star Wars fan. I do love Legos, though. I actually didn't watch almost any of the Star Wars movies until like 2020. But I did watch them, so I know what's going on. Oh no, 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 no. Come on. Thank you. I don't want to sit through that. Ooh. There was audio stutter right there, and we dropped half the frames. Yeah, we're rocking about 40, 41 FPS average. Right now we're sitting at 44, 47, 36. It might help to grab the PAL versions of these because they're, limited to 50. Okay, it's not liking that. Let's hot swap over to OpenGL. I could probably get games like this to run better if I made some more tweaks. If I went with frame skip or dropping, I believe we can drop below native, can't we, on this one? Yeah, we can drop the 0.75 and half. I don't want to do that. That's not fun. That ruins the game. Alright, right now we're sitting at a good 60. Isn't that like the bar music? Dropping down to 50 FPS. 40. Yep. I just exploded. Alright, he's gonna die for that. Alright, so this bounce is pretty bad. Between 40 and 50. As soon as enemies are on screen, we're down in the upper 30s, low 40s. Once enemies are off screen, we're back at 55 to 60. So we're going to deem that not Good. Not playable. Let's try this. Maximo Army of Zin. I don't know. I randomly see this game and want to play it, but then I don't, because I don't know. There's nothing really appealing about it to me. But so far, PS2 performance has been surprising. I gotta say. To the person that asked me to do this, good call. Good call. We're getting some results here I didn't expect. This is running like shit. I'm at 26, 27 FPS. I don't know anybody that's ever requested this game to be playing or get shown or tested. No one's ever said, hey, can you test Maximo? I don't think it's a shitty game. I can't really judge it. Let's see. The furthest I've been in this game, and I've played it before. Let me think. How far did I get last time? About right here. So I have now tied my furthest play in this game. I don't even think I finished this little scene and fought this guy. I think something came up and I had to walk away. It's running at 60 FPS. Look, all of a sudden I have a helmet. I didn't realize how late it was getting in the day, so we're going to speed through these a little bit more. So Maximo, looks like it's running fine. NBA Street, I can get that to run on some pretty low-end stuff, so I'm going to say that'll work. Let's kick on Shaolin Monks and see how well that runs. This will be our last test, guys. It's getting a little late. Remember this game came out. I was never a big Mortal Kombat fan, but I wanted to play this one. I remember going to get it, and me and a buddy of mine sat there and played through the whole thing. I believe he ran Kung Lao and I ran Liu Kang. Beat it, ran through it again immediately after with Sub-Zero and Scorpion. Of course I ran Sub-Zero, he ran Scorpion. FPS sitting at about 57 to 60. FPS at 30. Ooh. Alright. We're going to end that one. That's running pretty rough. So, yeah. For the most part, things won't work. Look at it. Go into it this way. This will probably do some lightweight action-y games like iNinja. Looks like it might do a little of that Maximo game. Don't know how good it is. Don't know if anybody cares. But it looks like it would be a pretty decent PS2 RPG player. With that said, I am talking turn-based RPG, okay? I don't know how well it'll run. And don't go really graphically intense games. Not really going to happen. Now, I say graphically intense, I mean real, like, a lot going on. Not ones that have, you know, that they used trickery to make everything look great, and they just have everything painted, you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about with, like, the background, I guess. You get the idea. Oh, I said I wasn't going to test anymore, and here I am messing with this. Oh my god, yes. I used to have a friend when I first moved to Oklahoma. I used to have a friend that would drive to my house, pick me up, we'd go to his house, and we'd go in his room, he'd turn on his PS2, he'd put in NBA Street, and all we could do was sit there next to him, watch him play NBA Street. And this was like every day to every other day. It got to the point where I was like, oh my god, he's a buddy. I love hanging out with dude, but I don't want to go sit on your damn couch and watch you play NBA Street while I don't do shit. Like, it was annoying, and NBA Street is not running well. That's kind of why I turned it on. I figured. Whoop, jade him. Right there. Nope, off. No, he hit that. We'll just ignore it. Okay. But yeah, it got so bad that, because at the time, all I wanted to do was sit home and play Diablo 2. It's really all I wanted to do then. So one day I had him like chill with me and watch me play a game, and he hated it, but I think he started to understand. And then it got to the point where I was like, you know what? I don't really want to play NBA Street, but he likes Diablo 2. He just doesn't like watching it. I spent what little money I had to buy him a copy, took it to his house, installed it. While it was installing, he dropped me off at home. We both got online together, started running Diablo 2 together. That changed everything. Anyway, so let's wrap this up. Let's go back down the list. Dragon Ball Z Budokai. It ran pretty good. Final Fantasy X looked like it'll run fine. 12, probably same ballpark. Like I said, hour and a half into the game, I don't know. Use your best judgment there on whether you want to spend your time on it. Liberty City Stories, that was a no. iNinja, it ran just fine. Kingdom Hearts, surprisingly, ran okay. It was smooth. Lego Star Wars, as long as you don't ever fight any enemies, it's good. Other than that, no, don't do it. Maximo Army of Zin actually was running fine. Shaolin Monks, no. NBA Street, no. Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's probably some more out there you can run through and test, and they'll probably work. I even grabbed, like, The Sims to test, but I don't feel like it. The Sims realistically should run on a calculator, but I don't have time to test that. So, yeah, tell me what you guys think. I wasn't giving any specific games to test, but when I test systems, I like to test random games. I pick a random array of games to test, because a lot of people, they'll just test the big name stuff, and not everybody's into that. How do I know that half of you aren't a fan of Maximo versus the Army of Zin? I don't know that. So why not test it? But yeah, this thing always surprises me. This is still very, very, very much worth that $100 price tag. Okay, don't sleep on the Mangmi Pocket Air X, Mangmi Air X. Don't sleep on it. It's a really great handheld for the price. Yes, the other company has their Air Mini, and honestly, I just don't know what to do with them. Every other day, there are new headlines about them, and they're driving me crazy, because they make good stuff. They make overpriced shit, and they hide stuff behind paywalls, and they don't care about their customers, but they got some good handhelds out there. So, but between the two, I'm not even go between the two. Go pick this up. This is a good one. You're going to get very, very light PS2. But other than that, you're going to enjoy the hell out of it. It's a classic design. It feels like a really comfortable Switch Lite. Kind of a more comfortable Switch Lite with a little bit of grips. But this is not a review of the handheld. This is just a performance test. All right, everybody. That's going to wrap it up for the week. I wanted to shoot a video yesterday. I woke up really late. I didn't have a chance. I apologize. I did make a post on how I was just laying on my couch, messing around after work one day, looked over, seen my AOIN Thor grip sitting there that I don't use because I went and got one off Etsy that I like better. And next to it was my RG slide. So playfully. I tried to stick it in there. It slid in just fine, and it makes the RG slide very usable. It's a little awkward, but not as bad as without it. So go check out that post, and if you have those things laying around, try it. It's pretty neat. You can't use the power button, you can't use the volume button, but at the bottom you can still use the 3.5 jack, and you can still charge it, which is kind of a win for a grip that wasn't designed for it. Going into next week, I have a request to show how I set up an Android handheld. So I'm going to do that next week. Other than that, we'll just play it by ear. We'll see what happens. Hopefully you guys have a good weekend. I will see you next week.